Hello my dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. Right now I am at an old nun cloister in Ravenstein. I decided to do an additional information video on Nijmegen Catholic history, and it was received very well, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do two little villages which I know are very Roman Catholic and also had Jesuit houses. And like I told you before in the previous video, the University of Nijmegen claims to be no more a Catholic university. But as you can see, I'm standing before a nunnery, a former nunnery. And what do we have here? Remember the logo? In die nomine felicitaire. Remember that? The University of Nijmegen logo? That's kind of strange. An old nunnery where houses the University of Nijmegen. And they have a study and conference center. They have, like people come together here and they study and they have conferences in an old Catholic nunnery. Got nothing to do with being Catholic, no, not at all. You're just pretending. And I think there's also people living here who take care of the area. Well, you can see me in the reflection. I don't think there's anybody here because it's still vacation time. It looks pretty modern. You don't want to know what happened here before. Is there somebody over here? No, nobody. Let's see if I can show you inside of this, because I was here before. I accidentally discovered this when I was taking a hike, and then I saw this cloister. Anno Domini 1906. So it's from 1906. And before I took a look in this hallway, there was the chalice for the wine, and they had some other reliquaries, some other things concerning the Mass of Catholic Church. We're just gonna have a walk around. And as you can see, again, it's in a remote spot with lots of green and a nice garden. So let's see. Yeah, I actually went to high school in this village in Ravenstein. I'm going to tell you all about it later. Ah, look at this, the house where they lived probably, with the sun symbol on top. The fleur de lis. Yeah, look, it's probably the caretakers of this building. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. We can show you some other logos or symbols. Pinkster, so it's a Pinkster community, 1998. Maybe we can have a walk around. Let's see. I can go to the back. No, there's a door. Oh yeah, of course, it's a cloister, so everything is sealed so that the poor little nuns cannot escape it. You know what always remarkable is that they always have a garden or a forest nearby where they can, I don't know what they do there, but I heard and I read things about, abortions and dumping their aborted children. Oh yeah, look over there, they have a big garden where they can grow their vegetables and their fruits. Over here it says Den Bogaert, also Radboud University Nijmegen, apartments. So there's people living here. Maybe there's professors living here also, or doctors, or students, I don't know. The big fence, of course. No escaping. Can we have a look over it? No. So this is the not Catholic University of Nijmegen. Yeah. We believe you, of course. Alright, be right back. So, here we are again in the city center of Ravenstein, a little village from the medieval times. As you can see, the buildings are quite old, they have all kinds of symbols, and I'm going to show you what a medieval town used to look like. And we're going to the old Jesuit house. You can see the cobblestone and the small streets. Look over here, it says Corps de Garde. So there's gotta be some special house also. Yeah, let's have a walk around. Like I told you, I went to high school here. And actually the school was named back then Pius the 12th. And I didn't know who he was. It was just a name for me. Yeah, I knew he was a pope. I wasn't Christian back then. But Pius the 12th, yeah, as you know, was a big instigator of the Second World War. I can tell you a little bit about that later. Because I brought some information. I got some information on the Jesuit houses of Ravenstein. Which year they sprung and when they ended. Chiva. This is the St. Lucia Church. And this was the Jesuit church, I think. But we can read on the plaque what it is. I think the left one is the Protestant church. Name, only a name of course, but because we know the ecumenical movement. Yeah, this is like the main square. Little cafes and let's have a walk around. Oh, it's a hairdresser now. Look at that. What does the plaque say? Ah, these are the people who died in the Second World War. Thanks to Mr. Pius the 12th. Hitler, of course, was a Jesuit. No, sorry, not a Jesuit, a Catholic. Like Franco declared in his statement when Adolf Hitler supposed to die, that he was a good Catholic. And Pius XII never condemned, never condemned Adolf Hitler. So, and before the invasion in Poland, they had a meeting. Supposed to be that that he was saying that he should not invade and stay calm, but of course it's the other way around. Of course he got information and he got the plans to do what he had to do, Adolf Hitler. I'm gonna walk through this little street. You can see all the buildings with the symbols. I don't actually know what year this city is founded or what happened. And the funny thing is, when I went to college, you know, it was called the Pius XII College, but we, as I can remember, we were taught about the Reformation. So, a Catholic college learned about the Reformation. But that's probably something, the curriculum, you know, they had to teach that nationwide. So further we didn't know other Catholic things on that college, so it was just by name. And later it also got another name, it got Carmel College and Mondial College, so. You can see the little entrance of the city, the Maas port. The Maas is the big river south of Holland, coming from France, going to Belgium, to Maastricht. And they always say beneath the Maas, the people are most Catholic. The more north you go in Holland, the more Protestant it gets. Well, ecumenical Protestants, I don't know, they're not Protestants. But you see in the southern cities like this and little villages, you see everything. The symbols and the signs and the churches, and of course they had a Jesuit college. Not college, a house, sorry. These communities, they are really tight, what is a good thing. And I've got some information on the House of the Jesuits, where we're going right now. I think it's this way, if I can remember. I'm doing this with my phone, so if the sound is not that clear or a little bit of wind. You can see the water pump, where they used to get the water from. Ah, I lost my dog. Where's my dog? Chiva! My dog took the wrong turn, I think. Je moet wel opletten. Okay, got my dog back. So, as you can see, of course, Tammuz, Nimrod, or whatever heathen god that is. The crown. And what else do we see? Yeah, some symbolism. This is the old St. Lucia church. Next to it, the pastoral building, of course, where the pastor was living. Also with the symbols. I told you already about the bowl and the Tammuz cross. So if you've never been to Europe or been to Holland, or you might never be here, you get a good indication on how it is all looking. Oh no, this is the Jesuit chapel. Now I remember. The St. Joseph Chapel. This is the Jesuit chapel, the old Jesuit chapel. As you can see, I don't know how that's supposed to be, that statue. It's called the St. Joseph Kapel. So the St. Joseph Chapel. I'm not gonna go in there, I don't care. We already went to Nijmegen in one of these churches. I don't want to see another one. It always smells of death. And I don't like it. It's spiritual, no good for me. This is the castle port, how they call it. They used to have a castle over here, but it's no more standing. And then this is called the cloister port. So this was the cloister over here. Still have a statue in the back. Let's see, which way was it again? Maybe they renovated the Jesuit house, because last I was there it was empty. But we'll see. I think it's over here. Was it over here? I can always ask somebody. Yeah, this is it, over here. The old Jesuit house. And as you can see, they are living. Last time I was here was empty, and now they Cloister House of Nazareth, the old Jesuit house, and I'm going to give you some information. So, this in 1629, the Jesuits had to flee from St. from Frederick Henry, and then they settled here, and it's called the Free Land of Ravenstein. And from 1636 took care of the parish of the little town. All but one of Ravenstein's parish priests between 1636 and 1865 were Jesuits. So that's almost 200 years, a little bit more. And after 1865 they went to Velp and Gave. We're going there later, also beneath the river, so Catholic. And yeah, I'm going to show you the Mariendal, that is a bigger cloister, because they moved over there. Let me see if I can give you more. After 1772, the secularized Jesuits united in a congregation. They remained in Ravenstein. So the Jesuits, like you say, they were dissolved, or like they say they were dissolved, but they're not dissolved because they remained in Ravenstein. And they got the parish back in 1841. And they served the St. Lucia Church, just like I showed you, from 1841 till 1865. On 5th of May 1863, the first stone was laid in the new building of Mariendal in Velpgave, like I just told you. And when we get there, I'm going to give you some information on that. First, I'm going to have some more information. I did not get my notebook yet, so I'm sorry for that. No. Oh yeah, this one. After Velp, they went to Venlo, the brother Jesuits. But in Ravenstein there's a book made by a certain person, I don't remember the name, and it's called The Jesuits in Ravenstein. Oh, it's written by Gripno About. Tom Gripno. Oh, sorry, it's about the Jesuits in Ravenstein. The book is written by Tom Gripno. Let's see if the information... Because that's how you could label the land of Ravenstein in the turbulent period mission area. A Catholic enclave surrounded by the Protestant enemy. Because after the Peace of Munster, the Protestants were the boss in Brabant, that's the state we're in right now, and Catholics were persecuted everywhere, except in our towny country that was protected by powerful royal houses. Oh, why? Because the Jesuits were here, of course. At the time it was a Bavarian royal house of Plataniate-Neuburg. The German branch of the Jesuit order saw the land of Ravenstein as an important mission area that had to be preserved at all cost for the Catholic Church. What our Jesuit fathers had to do achieve this immensely fascinating to read. Keep short by the Dutch garrison. We could and can hardly do anything else but know than to keep the Catholics for the old faith. We have one more than we have lost, for 7 or 8 have returned from their error. So they brought back Protestants to their fake religion. Oh, this is kind of funny. One person who suffered greatly from enchantments, we have healed with God's help. Out of his mouth he vomited flax, toads and other things, and out of his ears came large and thick pipes of tobacco. That's kind of, what a kind of, people really believe that shit. Sorry, I should not curse. People really believe those lies. So, yeah, and they took care of the prisoners, you know. They said, oh yeah, we are so good, we take care of everybody. Maybe we can have a walk around. So that's a little bit background information. Until 1865 they lived here, and then they went to the other bigger house in Velpgave where we're going later. Yeah, we can have a walk around. Let's see, that's supposed to be the chapel probably over here. I would never want to live in a house like this. Blech. No thank you. Even if they give it for free. So I think they also had a statue of Loyola somewhere over here. Because else you wouldn't know it's a Jesuit house from the outside. Over here, I don't know if you can see this, behind this wall was the cloister garden. Don't know what they... Oh, there's a big windmill over there. Dutch windmills, also famous. I think they have little goats or sheep now over here. Don't know. But that is where they grow their vegetables and their fruits. The Jesuits. Ah, here it is. The statue of Loyola. Oh, I think it's Loyola. So still standing here, so it's still Catholic property, like the other cloister we just went. It's still Catholic property. They want it back. The Antichrist called himself sovereign over all the world. So, okay. So I can. And we have like, what's that? Somebody who works with wood, cutting wood. Yeah, that's about it, the old Jesuit house. As you can see, they renovated it quite well, but that's the back side of the house. There used to also be a plaque over here on this wall. Let's see if and there's also a cemetery over here. Let's see if we can have a look over there. I think it's behind the windmill. Ah, again, the statue. That's not the Bible he's carrying. Maybe the Jesuit Constitution. Let's see if we can find the plaque. It's getting a little bit a long video. My excuses for that, but when I'm here, better do everything. Where did the plaque go? Yeah, as you can see, we just went over there with the church, the St. Lucia Church and the St. Joseph's Chapel. So it's like a stone throw distance. Ah, yeah, they have little sheep over here. There was the cloister garden. Look how big it is. No, Roman Catholics, they don't have that much money. Yeah, sure. They own everything. With the Order of Malta and the Freemasons and the Order of Columbus and the Zionist movement and the Islam. Ah, over here. It's called Friar Ditches, Paterskuilen. If you step up the little step, you look at the garden of the pastory from 1636 to 1862. The friars Jesuits lived here. The word ditches points out that the garden is a little bit low, and it was an old piece of the city mold where the water was in until the 16th century. So we can have a little look on the ditch. Hey, here we go. So they probably had chicken also then. They had meat, they had fruit, they had vegetables. Yeah, look at that, a little apple tree. What kind of tree is this? Maybe pears or something. No, nothing growing on here. So this is the little garden. And the windmill over here where they made their bread, of course. Because the windmills were made to get water out or to make bread. And they have a little garden over here also. I think back there, that's where the castle used to stand. Back behind those bushes. But there's nothing to see anymore. Hey, they got a big cannon. Let's see if there's some text. The windmill is from 1857. Before there was another windmill. This cannon is from Utrecht. The Bastion de Utrecht. That was where the highest Catholic clergy lived in Holland. I don't know if they still live there. Like the Cardinal of Holland, or how they call it. This is the cemetery. That's probably where the Jesuits were buried. As you can see, hey, what do we see here? The skull and the bones. Yeah, another one, Jesuit symbols. On both sides they have the skull and bones. And hey, what do we have there? Is that a flame? The same flame that the police in Holland and the Netherlands have their logo? Does the police work for the Lucifer, for Satan? Of course they do. They also had the WREF table. They're sitting there getting their orders from the Jesuits. Not directly, but from the governments. And also, look at that over there on the cross, the Tammuz cross. Look at that, the skull and the bones. Now that makes it very clear, don't you think so? These people, they adore death, skull and bones. They want your soul, they want your mind, they want everything, but they cannot have it because we believe in Jesus Christ Almighty. The one and only Savior, the one and only mediator in this world to God. There's no other, no Maria or no so-called saint, nobody, just Jesus Christ. So this was a little bit of a tour around the little village of Ravenstein. I'm going to Graven, show you the other Jesuit house where they went to in 1865. I'm going to give you some information over there. It's like a 10 minutes drive. Yeah, also these villages are like 10 to 15 minutes drive from Nijmegen. So these Jesuits, they stood in contact with the Jesuits in Nijmegen. That's why I'm also recording this and give you this information. Alright, be right back. Maranatha.